Nicole Scott here for Netbook News, and here we're going to be taking a look at a couple of apps for Windows Phone 7. So what I'm using on my Windows Phone 7 right now. I recently picked up the Nokia because I was very interested in the Nokia Drive. Not that I drive, I just like to be able to get around. And I thought it would be quite interesting to see how robust the app is for search. Actually, let's go into the Maps version. One of the problems I actually had with the Maps version was, well, I'm in Taiwan, which is great, but the map's only in one language, which, you know, I would complain if the map was just in Chinese, and I'm also complaining that the map's just in English. The problem with Mandarin is there's different spellings for everything when they put it into, you know, Roman characters like these. So having the Chinese is a little more optimal if you're trying to actually search for a location. Let's just play with the search. So Papa Gio's Italian restaurant, that's one of my favorite places to go. Nothing found, which is kind of sad. It's actually like one of the 7 most popular Italian restaurants in Taipei. But now let's go to Gordon Biersch, which is an international chain. Came up right away, which was kind of nice, I thought. So I can get directions. So if you're going to an extremely popular location, something that, you know, you can actually get easy directions. So I thought that was pretty good. But then at the same time, I can't show the taxi driver how to get there in Chinese. And if, say, I know how to spell it, you know, in these, you know, pinyin, if I take it into Google Maps, perhaps this spelling of pinyin isn't one that Google Maps or Bing recognizes, because there's like 7 or 8 different kinds of iteration of spelling in pinyin. And I know that this probably isn't something that the average person will have to take into account in their daily lives, but I'm telling you my experience with Windows Phone 7. So I'm just saying that if you do a lot of multilingual stuff and you rely on it for characters and whatever, I mean, it's not necessarily the cat's meow anyways. I still prefer Google Maps. I like the fact that it has Office. I really quite like how this works. Let's see. Oh, I went into the About. Let's see. So there we go. I mean, it's a familiar version of what we're used to seeing. But what other apps do I use? I obviously use the Calendar app, which I really like. Today I had lunch. I like the fact that I can go black on white or white on black. It's nice and clean. Actually, I believe that this app flow discovery actually should have come standard on most other phones. I really, really like it in the discoverability of new apps. I mean, Microsoft is being extremely aggressive in getting new apps into their stores. So there's actually quite a lot of new apps that happen on a daily basis. So I actually really like this one for sorting. And you can go check it out. Let's see there. So that was the app flow discovery. Ask Ziggy sucks. Beyond browser, I just did a video on this. It adds in some nice functionality because you only have the option for IE on Windows Phone 7, but with this one you can shake to pull up a sidebar for search. It's only on the one side. I can't get it to go on this side, and I'm obviously right-thumbed on my phone use, so I don't know. Maybe I just need bigger hands. We'll see. I mean, there we go. I mean, it does work, but it's just, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I would just prefer to have the choice to have other browsers. I use Epicurious quite often to search for recipes when I'm on the MRT, waiting to, you know, think about cooking for dinner or whatever. This is one of my favorite ones for picking out different recipes. So I'm a big fan of the Epicurious app on here. It's nice and clean. Let's see, obviously I use Foursquare. Now this is where, for me, it's very important to have a good maps on here. Gmaps is average. It's fairly good. It's better. It's actually, I find it better because it has this directional cone there. You can see, oh, sorry about the glare there, but you can see when I turn the phone that it actually shows you what direction it's in. And you can put a tracker on. Yeah, so you can actually put a tracker on. You can have add a Google Maps layer, Google Latitudes in there as well, which is quite nice. You can actually even have a tracker, so if you're going to track your location, if you're going on a big bike ride, I quite enjoy that. So you just hit the track me right there, and like that's quite nice. So this one's really not too bad. Let's see if this one finds Papa Geo. And it does, Papa Geo. So you'll see that's where Nokia's mapping system doesn't quite cut it. I mean, if I'm going to like use this to get around, you know, Papa Gio's Italian restaurant is one of the places where I'm going to need to go or send my friends to. And if their maps can't find it, then that's inconvenient for my life. So maps are really important. They have stepped it up. Gmaps has stepped it up a lot in the past, I'd say 6 months. A lot of their updates have been fairly robust. My one problem is that I still can't share my location with my friends. And because my Chinese isn't great and I can't really read, I'm illiterate. I'll just be honest, I'm completely illiterate. And I'm trying to tell them where I am. The easiest way is for me to drop a pin and send it over. That's not possible yet on Windows 7 unless you're using a special app, I guess, that I have not yet discovered on Windows Phone 7. There's some on Android, but yeah, you have to get all your friends to play on the same one, which is difficult because you should just be able to send it freely without any constraints. That would be my choice. Yeah, that's actually pretty much it. I would say the Nokia Maps, meh, average. Occasionally I do use that. I actually haven't installed WhatsApp on here, but I do use WhatsApp. That's a pretty good one. My only complaint with WhatsApp is you can't actually search for people if they're not automatically showing up. So that feature is lacking. So this has been a quick look at some of the apps that I'm using on Windows Phone 7. Again, location is very important to me. If location is not important to you, then these are complaints that you won't have. And I know that my specific set of complaints are very particular to me living in Taiwan. But you know what? Welcome to a global world. If your phone can't help you, then get a new one. Okay, this has been Nicole Scott for Netbook News, taking a quick look at Windows Phone 7.